Yes, sir, let's start.
Yeah. Hi everybody. So welcome back to IIT Gate classes. I'm Dheeraj, and today again I'm going to talk about. In fact, I will be discussing question from mathematics for mechanical engineering, ISRO 2018 and 2020, right? So already we have conducted couple of sessions. So I think everybody might have got some new insight from those two papers. Okay. So this will be ISRO 2018 and 2020 paper, right? And we are going to talk about mathematics questions. So you have to see how I'm going to solve the question, right? Yeah. So the very first question we have taken here, this question seems like just like an aptitude, paper, right? So you see this question: in a party, each person shook hand with every other person present. Okay, the total number of handshakes was 45. The number of people in the party are, so they are asking number of people. Okay, and the total number of hands are given as 45. Okay, so keep in mind that suppose there are n number of people, right? So you can find out the number of handshake. So there is direct formula, if you know. So n into n minus 1 by 2. Okay, that you can equate with the 45. Now you can plug, you can take some from the option, you can plug here. Okay, so you will get the number of person in the party, right? So here if you're going to solve this, so you will get some kind of quadratic equation. But better, what you can do, you can plug these values. So if you plug 12 into 11 by 2, so it is nothing but 66, which is wrong. Okay, if you plug 10 here, so 10 into 9 by 2, okay, which is nothing but 5 into 9, which is nothing but 45. So this is the formula that you have to remember. The number of handshakes, okay, is equal to n into n minus 1 by 2, right? So number of handshake is equal to, if there are n number of persons in the party, so n into n minus 1 by 2. Okay, this is the formula that you have to remember, so that you can solve this question in a few seconds, right? So the answer for this question is 10, right? So I believe everybody understood this, because you know that if there are n number of person, so they can, each person can shake their hand with n minus 1 number of people, right? Because one cannot shake hand by themselves. Okay, you have to suppose there is n number of persons, so n minus 1 persons, okay, he can handshake. Okay, n minus 1 person can handshake with n number of people, and people can handshake with n minus 1, right? So n into n minus 1 by 2, which is equal to 45. So this is nothing but number of handshake. Okay. So this question seems like an aptitude question. Okay, fine. So let us move to next question. Now this question from engineering mathematics, you can say, right? They are asking that two non-zero vectors are parallel if their vector product. Okay, so you know that in case of vector algebra, there are two kind of product. Okay, there are two kind of product. Okay, you have to always remember a dot b, which is called as dot product. Okay, dot product, right? Dot product, and dot product is also known as scalar product. Scalar product, why scalar product? Because if you take the dot product of two vectors, so they are going to give you the scalar value, right? So a dot b is going to give you the scalar value, right? That you have to understand. And there is one more product that we call it a cross b, right? So if you take the cross product of two vectors, so they are going to give you the vector only, guys. Okay, they will result the vector only, so we call it vector product. What we call this as vector product, right? Okay. So what they are saying is two non-zero vectors are parallel. If they are parallel to each other, you see here, if two vectors are parallel to each other, means the angle between them is what? Angle between them is zero, right? So A cross B, if you are trying to find A cross B, which is nothing but, magnitude of A times magnitude of b times sine of angle between these two vectors. So sine of angle is nothing but 0. Sine 0 is 0. So answer will be 0 for this question, right? So you can see here the answer is going to be 0. What they are trying to know from you is whether you understand the vector product or not, right? So this cross product is known as, this is nothing but a cross product, right? Cross product, and cross product has some other name that is called vector product, because the result of A cross B, is going to be the vector only, right? So please remember this, and you guys can also chat, answer in the chat box. Okay, so I believe this is fine for all, right? Let's move ahead. Now this question is from linear algebra, as I suggested also in the last session that linear algebra is very very important. So they have asked question from very favorite topic, that is nothing but eigenvalue of a matrix A is lambda. Okay. Then the eigenvalue of A square is what? This is the property, right? Property of eigenvalue. If A has the eigenvalue, guys, lambda. Okay. Pioneer engineers, can you see my comment? Sure. Yeah, I can see your comment. Yes, it is live. You can, yeah, you can write anything. Yes. It is live. We are doing live session here. Pioneer engineer. What's your name? You can write your name as well, right? So here the matrix correspond to lambda, right? So if you are squaring the matrix, so from Cayley Hamilton we know that we can replace any matrix with the lambda as well. So you can say that lambda is square. So answer for this question is lambda is square. I believe this is fine. This question is, you can say, from the properties of eigenvalue. If you have studied the properties of eigenvalues, okay, then you can answer this question in few seconds. Just by looking at the question, you can get, right? So this is again 3-mark question. In ISRO exam, 3-mark questions are asked. Fine. Okay, let us move to next question. So you see, this question is very good question from limit. Okay. The value of limit x tending to infinite sine x by x, so here you have to find the limit is equal to what? Options are given 1, -1, infinity, and 0. So you guys can also write your answer in the chat box, so that I can check whether you are able to solve the question or not. I can give you some couple of you can say 20-second or 25-second, yeah, because these questions can be done in very less second, yeah. So you can see here, since if you're taking this x tending to infinity, so sine x is basically lying between -1 to 1, as everybody knows, right? Sine x always oscillates between -1 to 1, but this x is becoming larger, because if x is tending to infinity, it means this x is becoming larger. Okay, so you know that the numerator is what? Numerator is fixed, right, between -1 and 1, and the denominator is becoming larger and larger and larger. So what will be the answer? If the denominator is becoming larger and larger, so 1 by large is going to be 0, right? So you can say the answer for this question will be 0, right? So it is very good question. But suppose they might have asked, limit x tending to 0. This is one of the popular limit, I believe everybody knows. Sine x by x, right? Sine x by x, so it is nothing but a 0 by 0 form kind of thing. 0 by 0 form, right? Yes, Pioneer, yeah, you are correct, right? So sine 0 by 0, right? So this is popular limit. The answer for this question will be 1. But since they have given the limit x tending to infinity, so your numerator is going to be oscillating between -1 and 1. Okay, your sine x cannot be greater than 1. Okay, it always oscillates between -1 and 1. These are the facts that you have to always accept. Okay, but when you look at the question, you should be able to remind your facts. Yeah. Yes, fine. Let us move ahead and take up next question. Yes, Pioneer, please try this question. Yeah. So f of x is given here, 1 minus x by 1 plus x. So they are asking just, f of 1 by x. You have to replace this x by 1 by x. So we can just do sort of manipulation here. So 1 by x we can plug here. So it is nothing but 1 minus 1 by x, 1 minus 1 by x. So you can simplify this, x minus 1 by x. This is nothing but plus here. Okay. Now you can further change. If you take minus sign outside, so this becomes 1 minus x by 1 plus x, right? So you can see here, this is nothing but a function f of x only. So minus f of x. So answer for this question is option B. Yeah, very good, very good. So I request everybody to participate in this discussion, because your upcoming examination is in 2024, right? In January first week. So you have to do well, right? Okay. Let us move ahead and take next question. See, these questions are basically for 3 marks, okay, but you see how fast we are able to get the answer. Right. So this was a 57th question from the original paper. So inverse of the Laplace transform of, s by s square plus a square. S by s square plus, yeah, 7 gen, yeah. So 7 gen means you have to start now. Mathematics will be asked for around, you can say, 30 to 33 marks. You can expect, right? So this is very good marks. Okay, like you can get qualify easily. Okay. So s by s square plus a square is nothing but what? Laplace inverse Laplace transform is gonna be cos 80, right? And cos 80 can be written as e raised to power 80, okay, plus e raised to power minus 80 by 2. Okay, so answer for this question is what, guys? Option A is going to be correct. Very good. Okay, you got the admit card as well. Okay, so let us do these questions. Okay, so I believe this is fine. Okay, so option for this question is option A, right? So simply you have to identify that this is nothing but what. So you should always remember these are the standard, Sine 80 has Laplace transform, a by s square plus a square. Okay, in numerator there should be a. Now cos 80 has Laplace transform as s by, s square plus a square, right? So these are the standard Laplace transform what we always discuss in our classroom, and those who have have been taught by me, they might be familiar with this, right? Okay. So let us move ahead. Talk about PDE. One dimensional wave equation is given here, right? So which one is one dimensional wave equation? They are talking about wave equation, right? Wave equation is nothing but what? In case of wave equation, guys, always remember there will be a second order with respect to time. Okay, so two times derivative will be there with respect to time, as well as there will be velocity of light as well. So here you see this is the correct answer for this question. I think people who know, there are few important kind of partial differential equations. First one is heat equation, second one is wave equations, okay, and third one is Laplace equations. In case of Laplace, there will not be any time dependent situation, but here you see there is a connection between time as well as the, here your velocity is a function of time, as well as this is nothing but a velocity alpha. Okay, so this is a very important question. Okay, so you have to remember. Okay, in fact, heat equation, right, uh, and the wave equation, right, and you should know the Laplace equation from the partial differential equation, right? And these equations are also motivated by the, quadratic equation that everybody knows, right? You can talk about whether it is parabolic, elliptic, okay, or hyperbolic or not, right, depending upon the discriminant. Okay, so the option for this question will be A, right? So this is very important. If you know the standard format, how to remember this is a wave equation. Remember that this by is nothing but second time derivative with respect to time, and second time derivative with respect to any space variable. That's why we call it one dimensional here, right? Okay, let's move ahead. Which of the following is said to be a direct method in the numerical methods, right? So there are four methods they have given here: Regular-Falsy, Gauss-Seidel, Newton-Raphson's, okay, and Gauss elimination method. Okay, so you know what is the meaning of direct method? Direct method is nothing but a method which can be used to solve any sort of equation, without iteration. Okay, without iteration, you can say without iteration. Okay, there should not be any iteration and all, right? You should be able to solve direct. Okay, so pioneer engineer, can you solve? Can you tell me which option is going to be correct without iteration? You might have studied numerical methods. So in regular falsy, there is a iteration involved. Okay, until the root becomes very close to the expected one, right? And this Newton-Raphson is also having iteration involved, right? So the answer for this question is Gauss elimination method. I think we have studied in linear algebra, right? Whenever we solve any matrices, whenever we solve system of linear equations, so we can directly use Gauss elimination method, one of the powerful method, right, in linear algebra. So this is the problem, okay, from numerical methods or numerical optimization, you can say. Right. So option for this question is D. Let us move to next question. If see these kind of question does not involve any sort of computation. You can directly, if you know the facts, you can solve the question directly. Yeah. If x is a normal random variable, you can say here, not a normal variable, or you can say normal random variable with mean mu and the standard deviation sigma, then the mean and the standard deviation of new variable z here is what? Okay, so here this is nothing but what, guys, you see here z equal to x minus mu upon sigma, right? So anybody can talk about this. Okay, so here the mean is nothing but mu only. Okay, this is very important to keep in mind. Okay, so the mean is nothing but mu here. Okay, and the standard deviation is nothing but what, guys? Standard deviation is sigma. Okay, so if it is a normal random variable, okay, with mean mu and the standard deviation sigma, so it has also the same only. Okay, so from here you can identify that in this situation, the mean is going to be what, guys? Mean is going to be uh, this is very important. So you can also find the mean of this. Mean of z is going to be what? Mean of z is going to be uh, mean of you know x, okay, minus mu, understood, okay, upon sigma. Okay, so you see here, guys, x minus mu. Okay, so this is very very important. So since mu, here mu is nothing but a constant. Okay, so you remember this is nothing but 1 by sigma, you can take out, right? So this is very simple. Okay, and this is nothing but constant only, right? So the answer for this question will be what will be the mean? Mean is gonna be 0, right? And mean will be 0 here. Okay, because standard normal has the mean 0 and the variance 1. Fine, so you have to remember this. Fine, so which option is going to be correct here? The option for this question will be C. Yeah. Pioneer engineer, which option is correct in this case? Question number 60. What do you think? See, x is a normal variable with mean mu and the standard deviation sigma. Okay. So you're trying to find the new variable z. Okay. So that you can. So new variable z will be having, let me plot also. Suppose, x is the Gaussian random variable, right? And it has mean, you can say here, your Gaussian random variable is here, right? Okay. So this is the mean and the variance is nothing but sigma x sigma square. Now you're trying to find z equal to, okay, this is nothing but f of x. Okay, f of x. Understood. Now, so f of x, this is very good question, right? Yeah. So f of x is nothing but what? 1 upon 2 pi sigma. Okay, sigma square. Okay, exponential to the power uh, x minus mu, okay, whole square by 2 sigma x square, right? I believe this is fine. Now if you want to replace this x minus mu by sigma, okay, by z, so it becomes what? It is very simple, right? So this is density function, you can say 1 by 2 pi, okay, exponential minus z square, okay, by 2. So this is very important. So remember that for in this case, the answer will be C. Many of you might choose mu and sigma, right? But the answer will be 0 and 1. Okay. Fine. Let's move ahead. So example for elliptic partial differential equation. As I told you in the beginning also, in fact, I always talk whenever I teach, partial differential equation, I always tell people that these are the partial differential equation. They are motivated by, their classification, you can say they are motivated by by you can say that the quadratic equation, right? Quadratic equation. Okay, they are motivated by quadratic equation, right? So if you have been given this kind of a equation, so you can identify that this is nothing but a Laplacian equation, Laplace equation, right? So certainly this will be elliptic. Okay, how we are saying that elliptic? You have to always find the b square minus 4ac, that is nothing but a discriminant. If it can be 0, b square minus 4ac can be greater than 0, b square minus 4ac can be less than 0, right? So in this case it is nothing but a situation called parabola, right? uh, this is very important. In this case, the partial differential equation will be elliptic, okay, and in this case it is going to be hyperbolic, you can say. So remember that this b is going to be, in this case, if you're trying to find, so what is the value of a here? A is going to be 1, and here the b is nothing but 0, but c is again 1, right? So b square minus 4ac, b is 0, so minus 4ac is going to be 0, less than 0, right? So it will be elliptic. So option A will be correct for this question. Okay, so always remember, the partial differential equations, the classification of partial differential equations are motivated by the quantity equation, and v square minus 4ac equal to 0 if you get. Okay, remember this is very important, right? So what is the meaning of that? I'm trying to convey here: a times dou u by dou x square plus b times dou u by dou x dou y plus c times dou u by dou y square, and so on. All those terms will be present. So you need only a b c, that's it. Okay, you don't need any other term. So remember that in this case they have given this uxx is nothing but dou to u by dou x square. So here a is nothing but what? 1, right? And b is not given, so b you can take 0. C is given 1, so b square minus 4ac. Okay, so if you put 0 minus 4 less than 0, right? So this is nothing but elliptic. And also you have to remember that this is nothing but a Laplace equation. So Laplace equations are always elliptic. In this case, this is nothing but a heat equation, guys. Heat equation. Okay, remember. Okay, because first order derivative with respect to time is connecting, you can say uxx. Okay, and this is nothing but what, the wave equation kind of situations. Okay, so remember that this, they will not be correct. Okay, but in this situation you see there is a by multiplied with uxx, so the favorite answer should be option A, right? Okay, the favorite answer should be answer A, option A. Fine, let's move ahead and try next question. So those who have attended our classroom, those who have been taught by me, they might be understanding these things. Otherwise, many people are sorted with the formula only. But you should understand the partial differential equations are motivated by their classifications are motivated by what? The quantity equation. Fine. Let us solve this question. The solution of the differential equation. Okay, it's a very simple equation they have given. Since they have given here the homogeneous differential equation, you can say that do d square plus d, 1, sorry, d square plus 1 is going to be 0, right? So here you can see that d square is going to be minus 1. So d is going to be plus minus j. Okay, the roots is imaginary here, so the your solution is going to be c1 times cos, you can say x, c2 times sine x, right? Though you can directly eliminate options because they have given the boundary conditions. Okay, so you don't have to solve these things, but still you can go ahead, right? So now they have given here by 0 is equal to 1, so you can say 1 equal to c1. C1 is going to be 1 because if you plug cos 0 is 1, sine 0 will be 0. Now you can plug pi, by pi by 2 is nothing but 2 here, so 2 equal to cos pi by 2 is 0, so c2 you will get 2. Okay, now you can directly say that by equal to cos x plus 2 sine x, right? So the answer for this question is option A. Okay, this is very, very important to keep in mind. Understood. So please remember that this is very, very important. So Pioneer, I have already told you all these things. You see here, what is the meaning of wave equation? Wave equation means there will be second order time, okay, with respect to time, second order derivative. Okay, remember that with respect to time, okay, will be connected with remember that. Okay, second order only, second order, okay, derivative with respect to some variable, okay, some space variable. This is the wave equation, right? And in case of heat equation, there will be a first order derivative with respect to time. Okay, you see here first order derivative, And in case of Laplace, there will not be time dependent situations. Okay, so this makes sense, and okay, you can go through then, right? And this is you have to remember the fact that partial differential equation, their classifications are motivated by the classification of quadratic equation. So since you know this is nothing but a discriminant kind of situation here, b square minus 4ac, so your differential equation will be of the form this, right? Partial differential equation. So you need only a, b, c, and you can decide. Okay. Fine. Let's move ahead. So this is a question here. If m comma n are the integers, okay, then m plus n is odd. Okay, then the value of this. Okay, so 0 to pi they are asking. So certainly, guys, if you're going to solve it, so it might take little time. Directly, you can say the answer will be 0 for this question, right? So, okay. So, but if you want to solve this, I can suggest here, since they have given sine mx dot cos nx, so you should know that sine a cos b is going to be equal to what? 1 by 2, right? 1 by 2 sine a plus b minus sine a minus b, right? Then you expand this and you integrate, okay, and you will get the answer. So answer for this question will be 0. Please solve this, okay? This okay, but you should remember directly that the answer is gonna be 0. Okay, fine. So let us solve this question. They have given some kind of a series here: 1 plus x square by 2 minus x to the power. These questions are from calculus, right? So you don't have to solve entire. You have to pick up any options. You have to identify that this is nothing but a, you can say that any function is given. You can expand this function f0 x times f dash 0, right? Plus x square f double dash 0 by 2 factorial. I believe everybody knows this is nothing but a Taylor series, okay, expansion about x equal to 0, or you can say that this is also known as Maclaurin, right? Maclaurin's. Okay, Maclaurin's. So you try to find f0, so that should match with 1, right? So you put here, so e raised to power 10 0, right? Or you can take this also. So cos 0 is 1, this cannot be the options, okay? Here it cannot be the options, okay? Now the fight is between a and c. So what is tan 0, guys? So I believe sine 0 you will prefer more. So option this can be correct. Okay, this can be correct. But let us take this option. Okay, so sine 0 is 0, e raised to power 0 is 1. It is fine. Now, if you take f of x is nothing but e raised to power sine x, right? Then you can differentiate this also. Okay, so what is this? E raised to power sine x, and then it is cos x. Now you put again f dash 0 you try to find. So this is nothing but 1, right? So yeah, 1 into, you have to multiply with x. So this is the correct answer for this question, option C. Okay, so you have to understand that. What you have to understand, you should know the Taylor series. How do we expand about x equal to 0, right? And then further terms will be there. Yes. So C option will be correct for this question, just by matching. Again, the Laplace transform question they have asked. So the Laplace transform of e raised to power at cos omega t. So I think this is very simple. First of all, you can find the Laplace transform of this guy. So it will be nothing but that s square by s square plus, sorry, s by s square plus omega. Now they have multiplied e raised to power at, so you have to shift it. This is nothing but a shifting property, right? So s minus a upon s square s minus a whole square plus omega square. Okay. So answer for this question will be option A. This is a very simple question that you should understand. Okay. So if you know the Laplace transform, okay, so let me tell you again. Cos omega t has the Laplace transform, guys. S by s square plus omega square. If you multiply exponential, okay, to the time domain, you can say to the function which is given here. So its Laplace transform is going to be s minus a. There will be a shifting in the frequency domain. S minus a whole square plus omega square. So answer for this question will be option A, right? These options are not correct, right? It is also not correct. Only option A will be correct. Yeah. Now let us solve this question, guys. Here the vector is given. Okay, here the vector is given. These are the unit vector, you can say I, J, K. Now they are asking curl of v. What is the curl of v? What is curl of v? Curl of v. Curl of v. Curl of v is nothing but how to find curl of v, guys. Curl of v can be found out just by making this situation like I j k, right? Here you have to write x dash by dash z dash. Dash is nothing but a derivative. Now you plug here the component here, right? So component is gonna be by z, and this is nothing but 3zx, right? And this is nothing but g here, right? Now you try to find the determinant of this guy. So I cap, right? So okay, so here if you differentiate this z with respect to by, so it is nothing but 0, and in this case you will get here minus 3x, okay, minus j, right? So you can see here the first term is going to be minus, so this option is not correct, this option is not correct. Now the fight is between a and c, right? Quickly you should also eliminate the options, guys. Elimination of the option is very very important, okay, uh, when it comes to ISRO exam, okay. And you can certainly get more than 170 marks also if you are solving question like this, okay. Now if you expand with respect to this, so here derivative of z with respect to x is 0, and derivative of by z with respect to z is nothing but what, minus by. Okay, so again you see here, guys, minus of minus becomes plus. So which option is going to be correct? Option A will be correct here. In fact, this is also not correct, okay, because there is a minus sign. So you don't have to find extra, but you can find out, right? So this is nothing but k cap. Now it is nothing but 3z minus z only. So you see minus 3x iota plus by j. Only two step process it is, right? So option A is gonna be correct. Yes. Yes, pioneer. Yeah, your answer is correct. Okay, so you're very close to your dream to become scientist at ISRO, right? Fine. So again, they have, I think ISRO people are like they love Leon Herd Euler, right? Again, you see cos z. They are asking connection of cos z with respect to Euler relation. Okay, so Leon Herd Euler, right? So you see cos z. Cos z can be written as e raised to power iz plus e raised to power minus iz upon 2. So which option is going to be correct here? The option A is going to be correct. Yeah. All. And if you know sine g, right? Sine g can be written as e raised to power ig minus e raised to power minus ig upon 2i. So for this is the answer for sine g, but they are asking for this. Okay. So again, this is very simple question. Okay. L Euler, right? Leon Hard Euler. Fine. Okay, so 52 question. So you see, if you have done previous year question, guys, so questions are getting repeated as I'm solving the question, so I'm able to recall. In the past season, I have done. So these questions were there, right? So what they're asking is in a vector field, right? So if you have great insight about vector algebra and vector differential calculus, so here in a vector field, the divergence of a gradient they are asking. See why we are saying that divergence of a gradient. Suppose you have got any scalar here, any scalar you take. So you can't directly apply the divergence operator on the scalar, right? Okay, remember this. Okay, so divergence operator is applied on the vector directly. Remember that. Okay, we never take divergence of any scalar. This is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, this is correct. Now we can always operate gradient operator on the scalar, right? So if gradient operator is operating on a scalar, so it will give you vector. Okay, so first of all you have to operate any gradient operator on a scalar, right? Then you will get what? Then you're going to get, okay, so this is very important to keep in mind. So in a vector field, the divergence of gradient is what? Right? So divergence of a gradient will be what? Can somebody tell me? Pioneer, yes. Yes. So can you operate the gradient operator? Gradient cannot operate on the vector, guys. Remember, this is very, very important to keep in mind. Okay. So answer will be Laplacian here. Okay. Always remember that. Okay. How? Divergence of the gradient of any scalar is going to be written as this. Okay. And this is nothing but Laplacian. So I think this is clear. Okay, so many people might go for 0, but the answer for this question is D. Okay, what is the trick here? You should know that. The trick I would like to highlight here is the gradient operator always operates on the scalar. So it will give you the vector. Just like you can take temperature, right? Temperature is nothing but a scalar quantity. But if you want to find the variation of temperature, with respect to the space variable, right? Okay, suppose you're moving on a ground here and there, right, in all the direction, and if you're going up, so the variation of the temperature will happen. Now, if I want to capture the the variation of the temperature with respect to certain you can say space variable as well as the direction, right? So you need to convert, you have to take the gradient here. The gradient of temperature is going to be vector, right? So divergence of a gradient is going to be Laplacian. Okay, let's move ahead. This is again very good question they have asked, right? So again from vector calculus, right, vector differential calculus. So if a continuously differentiable vector function is the gradient, okay, continuously differential vector function is the gradient of a scalar function. Okay, gradient of a scalar function, right, means gradient of any scalar is giving you the vector, and that vector is given, and this vector is nothing but a continuously differentiable vector function. So if you are trying to find the curl of a gradient, so it will be 0. Which option is going to be correct? Option D is going to be correct. Yeah. So this is a very good question, and you guys can answer the question. Yeah. So if you have good command on it, if you know where these operator operates, देखो जो gradient होता है, the gradient operates on a scalar, right? Divergence operates on vector, and the curl operates on vector only, guys, and it will give you the vector only. It will give you the scalar. Divergence of a vector is nothing but a scalar. Gradient of a scalar is nothing but a vector. Please remember this concept. Okay, so I think we have done these questions, and these questions are very simple question. So yeah, all the questions we have done around 17 to 18 question in this session. uh, and if you have any sort of doubt, guys, you can ask now. Yes, pioneer engineer. Now you can ask. Okay, so this is all about mathematics. So please get ready, guys. And we have done around 3 sessions on ISRO mathematics. Previously, we have done for AI also. So you can do check out all these sessions and learn how to solve the question. So आपका जब तक concept clear नहीं होगा, I mean your concept should be crystal clear. Otherwise, you will go for the blind guess and you might lose 3 marks. 3 plus 1 marks, okay, because 1 mark is there the penalty, like negative marking in ISRO exam. And pattern everybody knows, right? What is the pattern, guys? The pattern of a ISRO is nothing but 90 minute 80 question. Okay. So you can see here each question demands around you can say that 30 to 40 seconds, but mathematics can be done in 25 seconds. Okay, so we'll catch up in the next session. Thank you so much for today, right? Pioneer engineer, you can follow our telegrams and all, right, to be able to get in touch with us, right? Okay, so there is a telegram channel, right, of you can follow that. And okay, yeah, if you have any sort of doubt, thank you so much. We'll meet in the next session, guys. And yeah, all the best for ISRO 2024, and happy new year in advance. Okay, behalf of me. Yeah, thank you.